Well, I am out there making it another great day. Today, I've went to a place I've been wanting to come to for some time. It's called Heritage Village. It's here in Largo, and they have a large, very large facility here with all kinds of old buildings. They have a one-room schoolhouse. They have an old general store. Just so much stuff here to look at. I've been excited to come here to check this out. It is a free attraction here in Largo, Florida. You definitely want to check that out. Check this place out. I'm just wandering around here looking, and it's pretty cool stuff. It reminds me of like Little House on the Prairie or something. But we're gonna go check that out right now. And as you first arrive here at Heritage Village, you're going to stop at the Heritage Visitor Center and get some information. There's a clock here for that. It's right here as you come in, and get you a map and show you the layout of the whole place. And each of these here, as you go by, have a little placards and tells you what each building is about. This one here is the McMullen Coachman Log Cabin. As you can see, this is a pretty cool looking old log cabin here. You're right out in the woods here, and this is a pretty cool little facility with these big old buildings of old Florida from days gone by. I've seen these barrels over here. I thought maybe it might be a moonshine still, but I don't think it is. Remember way back in the day, they used to have to wash their clothes here with a washboard. They got that all set up here and recreated as well. Right over here is a one-room schoolhouse. They've got the picnic tables and stuff all set up here outside when the kids, I guess, came out to have lunch. Got that all recreated. I want to walk inside there and see what that's about. We're going to try to walk inside this one-room schoolhouse. I'm not sure if you can walk in. I guess you can. Yeah, you can actually walk inside of this schoolhouse and look at the tables in here. This is pretty darn cool. They've even got a pot-belly stove back here in here that heated the school back in the day, looks like. It's pretty cool little building. One of the many buildings here that we're going to go look at here today. They even have a train depot here called Sulphur Springs Train Depot, all recreated, and on the other side I do believe there is a caboose, which I think look pretty cool. Looks like they got some citrus here ready to go down that train track here. Some fake citrus, I believe, but that's the way they used to cart it back in the day, I guess, on the train. And right here in the back of the Sulphur Springs Train Depot building is a caboose. And it looks like it's closed for restoration. We can't go inside that, but I would love to walk inside that caboose. And I'm going to walk inside the train depot here. There's a train bulletin on the wall, and another potbelly type stove with a pipe going up and out of the building here. Oh, looky right here. I think we might be in Hooterville, maybe in Green Acres. This is one of them old phones where you have to pick up and crank it and ask for the operator. Those some ancient stuff right there. And that's the old train depot. They had the Morse code machines, and they used to have to send a message out in Morse code. There's an old Morse code machine right there. It's a very old Addy machine over there, and an old typewriter, and a very old phone. Just kind of way back in yesteryear. It's like they got their luggage and everything here ready to hop on that train here at this train depot. And lots of old lanterns up there too, hanging on the wall. And there's a Navy suit over here as well. And over here I have found the village garage. Looks like I got some old cars in there too. There's an old gas pump. Love seeing stuff like this. And up in the front of this, I do believe, is the general store. We're going to go check it out too. It says up here on the sign, it says groceries. And it does look like an old-timey general store. Something you might have seen on Coal Miner's Daughter, probably. You got it all recreated really cool. Look at that old Coke, that Coke cooler there. That's pretty darn cool. That's an old one right there. And remember the old doors and the old grocery stores that had the bread signs and the mail pouch tobacco. Just some forgotten times. Right here next to the general store they have, could it be Floyd's Barber Shop? Probably not, but it does kind of look like possibly something from Mayberry. Here is a full shot of the front of this old general store. H.C. Smith Groceries, Meats, Quality Service, and the garage is in the rear. We're going to walk inside and check it out. I am now inside, and look at all the old type cans of merchandise and groceries you could buy way back in the day. It's an old time grocery store. Pretty neat. Well, I am here at the general store still, and right here in the general store is an old time post office. And as you can see, there's an old switchboard back there, and I wonder if Miss Maybelle Tellingham, Lindsay Bloom, maybe be out on, maybe she's out to lunch. That does look like the telephone switchboard on the Dukes of Hazzard there a little bit, and some old Addy machines and stuff. And they've even got some old wanted posters, and I was flipping through here, and there's Bonnie and Clyde. That's a notorious couple right there, Bonnie and Clyde. And you can even walk right into the barber shop here, right from the general store. And here's the old barber chair, and it does look like something you might see on Andy Griffith from Floyd's Barber Chair. There's kind of looks like a chair from one of the jail cells. Here's an old car that's seen some better days. Maybe that was, who knows what happened to this one. But he's here like in a corral, like a graveyard for a car. Here is a full-size house, and called the Low House, and something you might have seen back in Florida years ago. Pretty cool. Reminds me of Little House on the Prairie when they blew up the whole town. And this right here is their fire department, the fire station. And it's a little quaint little building here. They have even got an old livery stable where they corral the horses and stuff down here. It does look like, with a bunch of old wagons and things down through here. And just a lot of stuff to look at here, wandering around, looking at all these. There's some old plows. That's pretty cool. Here's some old horse and buggy carriages in this room here. Here's another horse and buggy, and some things for buggies here on the wall. I thought it was a thing to put horses in, but it looks like it is a shop to make horses, and I mean, not to make horses, but to make buggies. And here they have an old tractor, and that has seen some better days for sure. Not sure if that's a John Deere tractor, but it may have been green, you never know. And they have an old blacksmith shop out here in the middle. I don't see anybody out here doing anything, but I do believe they do demonstrations and things out here on property, and they do these little shows, they tell me. And I've seen these little pens here, and what it reminded me of is probably a pig pen. These do kind of look like it might be used to put some pigs in, possibly, way back in the day. I have discovered that these barrels have information about some of these things. This says build the cattle pen, and I guess these are for cattle, but to me it's more like a pig pen. And as you can tell from this here map, this is a pretty big place. I mean, they have so many different buildings here. I'm not sure how many, but it's a big complex. I have no way near went through all this. This one here is called Union Academy, a hand-me-down school. It was built in 1916, but it was moved here to Heritage Village in 2000. And you never know what these buildings are until you come up and see what it says. So that's what this one is. And here we are inside of yet another schoolhouse. This is one of them one-room schoolhouses. And look at the old desks that they have set up here from back in the day. And chalkboards back there. It's pretty cool. You can just walk inside these buildings and check them out. And they've got it displayed so nicely. Here I have found another building called the Moore House, and it was built in 1879. It was moved here in 1981, and a pretty little ancient farmhouse. Almost does looks like that Duke farm, doesn't it? Just about. They've almost recreated it. You got the old chairs up here on the porch. You could sit here if you wanted, or you can go and walk inside the house. And pretty cool that you can just wander around here and walk inside these buildings. How many remember what that is? I think that's a cotton gin. That's where they spin the cotton there. I remember these here pictures that you used to wash with. My mom had one of those for years. You just don't see those anymore these days. And another little bedroom here on this side, and going from room to room here. Here's does look like the old kitchen. There's an old stove back here and stuff, and here is looks like the living room, and got an old table here, some old rocking chairs. This is a pretty relaxing little day to walk around and look at all this. Out here in the backyard of this little farmhouse is you get a little garden going on. They have a water tower and a windmill, all kinds of cool stuff here. And could those be outhouses? Possibly. Yes, outhouses. Oh, mercy, mercy. How many remember those? They were built in the early 1930s, way before privacy, it says. Here is one of these little brown shacks. How many's used one of these? A few people. Seats covered up. They don't want you to use it. Well, I have to tell you, I have to admit, this is a pretty cool place. I'm still wandering around looking in buildings. They tell me there's a boat shop that builds boats, that has boats. The gentleman in the general store told me about that. Trying to find that. I found a lot of cool buildings. Couple one-room schoolhouses. There's a church up here somewhere we're going to go check out. Found a building that has the carriages and stuff, kind of like what you would see at Dollywood. But this is a free attraction to come here and walk around the grounds and walk in the buildings and look at the stuff. And they have staff here that are volunteers who will talk to you and tell you information. And very, very cool place. Just so much to look at, and it's a nice way to spend the afternoon, and a free afternoon here to relax in Florida. How many out there knows what a smokehouse is? Have you ever seen one of those? This one's originally built in 1898. And it's to cure meat, and they've got samples in there of meat hanging in the old smokehouse. Well, I have found the boat shop, and it does look like it's possibly closed where you can't walk inside. But there's some boats in here. I guess this is where they built boats back in Florida back in the day. Here is yet another farmhouse, and I hear somebody ringing the bell over there. Maybe it's dinner time, lunchtime possibly. This place is absolutely beautiful. It's just very relaxing. There's quite a few people in here. Here's like a gazebo type thing here in the middle. No, it's a bandstand. It says Williams Park Bandstand. And back here, Gulf of Mexico Sponge Company, it says. Here is an old building for selling sponges, and we did see those over at the sponge docks in another video that I did. And I'm gonna walk inside this little building and see what's in here. It's all probably about sponge diving and all the sponges that they harvest up near Tarpon Springs and here in Florida. A lot of sponges here on display as well. I don't think they sell these, but pretty cool. And I think right over here is the community church, and right out beside the church is a canopy thing where we had a picnic and stuff. A lot of picnic tables and things in this heritage village that you can come and bring your lunch, possibly. But here's an old church. I have a washboard here that's got a sign that says, "Come on in, a great place for singing." But I am no singer. But we're going to walk inside here and check out this little old church. Pretty cool. This one right here says it's called the Boyer Cottage. It was built in 1878, moved here in 1978. And it's a small little type cottage back here and possibly seen in Florida way back in the day. Well, this one here is called the Plant Summer House, and it was built in 1896. It's got an upstairs. We're gonna walk inside this one and check it out. They have an old-timey piano in this house. It's one of them old phones up on the wall, and dining room. It's like an old baby carriage over there. That's pretty neat. I like the blue glasses and things. And just kind of give you a little look here inside this house of what it used to look like. And they have an old Victrola over here playing here for you. Even got one of those old view things where you look through it way back in the day. Moving pictures, I guess, by slides type thing. They got this here playing. It's one of them old Victrolas. We are going to venture our way upstairs. Hope we don't get attacked. I feel like I'm in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house or something. The way this is laid out. But here's an upstairs bedroom. Oh, they got an old bed warmer. Here's an old bathtub right here for sure. This was back in the day. Look at that sink over there too. That's pretty cool. This here does look like the baby's room. There's some pretty cool old bears over there in that call it stroller. This here must be the parents' room. It's a big old bed. Got her dress over there and everything. And way over here on this side is the even bigger house, a big yellow house. There's a lot of people sitting outside of this one. Looks like they got a Florida room up there, maybe. Pretty big porch. Well, according to the sign, this is called the House of Seven Gables, built in 1907. We're gonna go inside here. This is all they give tours. You have to have a ticket for this one. Oops. Even all the way out here at Heritage Village, they have a little free library. Take a book, leave a book. I've seen these all over Pinellas County, and there's a Miley Cyrus book in there. I don't think I want it. They've even got some old pillars out here from the Largo High School from 1927 to 1957 here on display. And like I said before, there's all kinds of picnic tables all throughout this property, around all these buildings, that you could come and have a nice picnic lunch. Kind of bring your food and everything. Free admission to get in here and come in here and have a nice, enjoyable afternoon. And here's something you don't see every day is you got some rugs hanging out on the line. How many remember people drying their clothes on the clothesline? I remember when I was little, that's how my mom dried our clothes. She had a clothesline. This one right here was built in 1868. It's called the McMullen House. It was moved here in 1992. It's a pretty big house. I'm not sure if we can go in this one or not, but it's a pretty cool looking house. Well, I did walk inside there and there was some women with the spinning wheels, and I didn't really want to go in and bother them, so I left. But this is just incredible, absolutely incredible, this place. It's been here a long time, they tell me. Once again, it's a free attraction for you to come and check out next time you're here in Clearwater area or coming to Florida. Want to come over here and check out this place. I really thoroughly enjoyed walking in this general store here behind me. Walked back over here again by it. Talked to the gentleman in there for a long time. He's a volunteer, very knowledgeable gentleman. They sold the Cokes, and that was pretty cool. Definitely come check this place out. You won't regret coming and checking this place out. And even out here in the front, they've got some things where you can put your face up in those things and take a picture. Those are a little bit everywhere, but it's a very enjoyable day, I must say. And this would be really nice to come and have a little picnic, for sure. and it's something that's free, and who doesn't like free? I do like to go find free things and free things for you to go check out, and free things that I want to go check out. Been wanting to come and check this place out, finally did, and probably be back. Appreciate all you subscribers out there hitting that subscribe button. We're just growing, and we're going to keep going, checking out new places. This Florida Botanical Gardens is next door, and I think it's free on some days as well to go check out. It's very close to Heritage Village here, but keep going out there, making it a great day, because you deserve it.